Top 5 Scariest Speed Paints by someone who doesn't know what kind of intro they want to do. Number 1. Miyoko. Sorry about that. Anyway, the speed paint. So usually for these, I start with the sketch, but I didn't actually decide to record this until I was done with it, so we're just straight into the line art. You weren't missing much because it was the same process as usual, like a first and a second sketch, and like 15 sped up minutes of struggling with the profile. Seriously, trust me, I did you a favor by cutting it out. It took so long. So for this art, I'm going a little thicker with my line art than I usually do, and my reasoning for that is because I felt like it. I don't know, Miyoko is just such a cartoony character. I felt like her art should, reflect that a little. She's out here looking like a caricature of a bratty little girl from a cartoon. That's basically because that's what she is, but with more feral tendencies and biting. There's a reason her base outfit is like a pink dress with the word rabies on it in cursive. I'd like to think she's grown out of her rabid phase, though, which is why she's not wearing that for her ref. She doesn't really have a set outfit anymore. I mean, the kid likes bright pink, apples, and Minecraft. Those 3 words can just describe her entire wardrobe. While we wait for me to finish the line art, I'll tell you a little bit more about Miyoko. Little Miyoko here is Frilly's daughter, with Frilly being my first character in my Anon series with my friends, and one of the only ones to have a Tumblr Ask blog back when Anons was in its really early days. Frilly is by all means my main character and is pretty overpowered because of it. In her plotline, Frilly got married to a sort of ex-serial killer named Hourglass, and they had a kid together. And Miyoko is that kid. So being the daughter of a super strong white-horn gargoyle and a serial killer makes Miyoko one tough cookie. Unfortunately, she also inherited her father's love of violence and her mother's protective nature and overall territorialness. Combine that with the ability to teleport and stubbornness that'll put a mule to shame, and you have this horrible little chaos child. She's seriously a menace to society. But another thing about Miyoko is that she's absolutely obsessed with apples. It's her favorite thing ever. She loves the way they taste, look, smell, feel, and sound. It's a fight to get her to eat anything else, and she frequently demands apples of random people, whether they be housemates, acquaintances, friends, family, or even strangers. Frilly's usually there to step in though, but 80% of the time. Like, this child might as well be the reason that child leashes were invented. Okay, so now we're on to flat colors. Luckily for me, I'm well practiced in my gargoyle colors, so I can fly right through this and onto the shading in no time. Not much commentary needed here. So here, I added a little band-aid to this outfit because Miyoko's, like, rough and tumble and all that. She's for sure a violent little thing. She prides herself on being the scariest person in town, and while she is pretty scary with her bite force stronger than a pit bull, people are actually more afraid of her mother. She knows no one will mess with her mom, and by proxy her, so that's why I kinda posed her in such a defiant stance. I kinda just wanted to show a little more personality in this ref than I usually do. I mean, usually I just kind of focus on making it easy to look at and see, but I don't know, I just wanted to... I like Miyoko. She's one of my favorites. So at this point, I start laying down my shading with my favorite painting brush, Paint and Apply, and use the same brush to blend it out. I would link you to the brush, but I honestly have no idea which one I downloaded, because it downloaded in a different language, and then I translated it poorly, and then I messed with it, and I have no idea what the original brush was, but I know that it translated to Paint and Apply. And then I scrap it. So basically, I just do the same thing all over again, but this time I've messed with the brush settings to make it look a little less airbrushed, and instead I used the blend tool to blend. Next, I just go in with highlights and darker shadows at the intersection, all the bells and whistles, and then get to work on our eyes. This time I didn't want to go too detailed, but I did it anyway because I can't help myself. Next I just do the eyelashes and move on to the clothes. I didn't want to do her clothes. I half-assed this part so bad. I was just kind of trying to rush the ref for Art Fight. Yeah, that's right. I recorded this before Art Fight. Yeah, that's right. I'm recording this voiceover in October. Shut up. Anyway, I shaded her gay little shoes that I wish I had growing up and move on to her wings and tails, which I half-assed even harder. Would that be a 1/3 ass? A tiddlywink of ass? Alright, hair time. Lock in, Mango. You're gonna do some nice hard shadows and they're gone. I mean, who really needs hard shadows anyway? Just blend it out, it'll be fine. Nobody will notice. Yeah, so I struggle a bit with hard shadows. Can you tell? What gave it away? Anyway, I just do a shit job on her hair and make it look like mud, and then I go in with a smaller brush to make it look like hair. This is a technique I mostly used on my older art, but I decided to fall back on it recently. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Next, I just place the highlights roughly in the spot that I want and blend it out with a bristle-textured blending brush. And that's that for the first piece. I always struggle with profiles. I'm honestly shocked this one turned out as well as it did, even if it's not perfect. I thought it was really important to... Oh, hold on, I forgot the horns. Anyway, I thought it was really important to show a side view with all of her horns and pigtails. I gotta make it clear what's where, you know? I stick with pretty soft shading here, save for a part on the neck, and I was much more careful with the hair this time around. Mostly because it covers more of the canvas this time, and it's an important factor of making it clear how things are working on top of that noggin of hers. this time around, I actually knew exactly what I wanted to do for the background. Miyoko's a very gingham girly. She's picnic coated. I actually already had a similar background drawn out on a different canvas because I was going to use it as a background for her Toy House page. But I gave up. I wanted it to be animated, and I don't know how to animate. I draw a little frame for her profile view and scribbled on her details, and that's that. I do have actual plans to make more speed paints this time, so if you liked this video, why not just nudge that little subscribe button down there? I try not to beg for subs too often, but it would be really, really nice to actually make money off my art someday, so I do kind of have to mention it. But whatever. I hope to see you again, even if you don't subscribe. Bye-bye.